Hey guys, it is Wednesday of English class, and I'm going to read your devotion first. So remember last week, um, you ended on we should have ended on Isaac, which means laughter, and Sarah laughed when the angels came and told her that she was going to have a baby at her old age. Well, um, Sarah and Abraham's son Isaac had two sons named Jacob and Esau. So we're going to read about Jacob today. Jacob, son of Isaac and father of the Israelite tribes. After this, his brother came out with his hand, grasping Esau's heel, so he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to him. Genesis 25:26. It is not uncommon for parents to give their children names that express the hope they have for them or the attributes that associate with them: joy, hope, victor, hunter, and so on. So how about the idea of deceiver? That's exactly the sentiment expressed by the name Jacob. Jacob, also called Israel, was the son of Isaac and the father of the 12 patriarchs of Israel. He and his older brother Esau were twins, and when they were born, Jacob was grabbing the heel of Esau, and so he was given the name Jacob, heel holder. In ancient Israel, to grab the heel means to deceive or to supplement, which was somewhat fitting for Jacob's personality throughout much of his life. Some of the ways that Jacob deceived or supplanted others, including convincing Esau to trade his birthright for a bowl of stew, tricking Isaac to gain the blessing he wanted to give Esau, and fooling his uncle Laban to increase his flocks. Later, after Jacob wrestled with the man of God in the Jabbok River, his name was appropriately changed to Israel, meaning one who strives with God. One of Jacob's 12 sons was Joseph, who rose to a position second in command of Egypt, and Jacob and his family moved to Egypt to live with him there. After Jacob had grown very old, he blessed his 12 sons and died. Genesis 37-50. Once even Jacob the deceiver was deceived by his uncle Laban. Jacob, who had been working for 7 years to pay off for his bride Rachel, but Laban gave Jacob Rachel's older sister Leah instead. Jacob had to work another 7 years for Rachel. Genesis 29. Meaning supplanter. First reference is in Genesis 25:26, and the last reference is in Hebrews 11:21. So what's very interesting about that, and the fact that he was so deceitful, was the fact that there is a Bible verse in Romans that says, and actually I think it's in Genesis as well, but it's said again in Romans. It says, Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated. And it's talking about God's feelings towards them. So it's a very interesting verse that's been debated throughout history. Very, very interesting. So if you look today in your book on page 116, we're talking about troublesome words. Now, some of you probably do not have trouble with these words, but some of you might. In the South, we don't always use our words correctly, and that's okay. But when you're outside, one of my communication professors always told me, if you're outside and you're just talking to grandma on the front porch, then you can say and talk however you want when it's between you and your grandma. But if you're going to speak to the president, you wouldn't speak the same way that you would to your grandma. So this is good to know. We're going to look at well and good. Good is an adjective and well is an adverb. So good is used to describe an object, whereas well usually describes health. So if somebody asks you, are you good? You could say, I am well. Because unless that's probably what they mean. Like, are you good? Are you okay? But really, yeah, that's what it means. Leo's poetry is good. Leo writes poetry well. Well describes the verb to write. Good describes the poetry. Farther and further. Now, if you think to write in class, we have transitions that we do in between our paragraphs, and furthermore is one that you all have been taught. And so you wouldn't say farthermore, because farther is a distance. It is farther to go to Knoxville than it is to Chattanooga from my house. You could say that. But you wouldn't say, I continued this conversation farther. It's supposed to be further. there, and there. Now, these all have to do with spelling and the way that they're used. So, THERE is saying go over there to a location. THEIR is like a pronoun, personal pronouns, and there, THY''RE is one you're not supposed to use in your writing for Miss Webb's class, because I do not let you use contractions, but it's they are. Bad and badly. Bad is an adjective and badly is an adverb. So these are things you probably have heard before, you've probably done this before, probably studied this before in the grade below. So I'm going to have you do exercise 1, and you're doing 1 through 15 because all you have to do is type one word. You're just picking one word. It's not like rewriting a whole sentence or anything like that. You're just choosing the correct word to complete the sentence. That's it. So hopefully we can do that. Yeah, I think this should be a review for you guys. So, okay, that is all I have. And fun fact is tomorrow, I'm just going to go ahead and show you because I don't want to make, there's not really an instructional video for this. You'll just need to review the ones from before. But page 17 in your workbook will be for tomorrow, and you're going to do 2 through 26 even. So at the top, you're going to write whether the adverb, which you won't write it, you'll actually type it out and send it to me, is time, place, manner, which would be either time, place, manner, degree, affirmation, or negotiation. 8 through 12, you will tell what the part of speech is that the adverb is describing. 14 through 18, you will just type out the interrogative adverb that you guys just did this past week. And then circle each adverbial noun, which obviously you can't actually circle it. And then you're going to tell whether it expresses time, distance, measure, value, or direction. So instead of circling the adverbial noun, just type it out and tell whether it expresses time, distance, measure, value, or direction. This is meant to be a review from last week. Okay, that's all. Have a good week, guys.